Hey everyone, we are back with another What's Sold on eBay video. Definitely, as always, it seems to be a random mix of stuff that we're selling. My store has such a variety in it that you never know what's going to come from the video. So hopefully there'll be something here you haven't seen before, or something you might be able to add into your repertoire, so to speak, and go out there and find it in the wild and make some money. Someone was asking me the other day, how have you grown your business? What steps have you taken to keep improving or building, or kind of when you first started? There's been a lot of different things you can do, but a couple of things that have really helped. One would be branching out into these kind of not your comfort zone, taking a step out and finding some new types of items that you might not have sold before, might be afraid to sell, maybe it's a little bit harder to ship, things like that. I'm not saying just go buy any and everything. You don't have to do every type of category, but maybe step out a little bit and try to branch out, and you find some oddball things you can make some money on, and that can help you grow. It also can help if sales are slow in a certain category, and on top of that, you can also try finding multi-quantity items. So like if you can get 10 of one item that you can sell, that always helps your business grow, in my opinion, if it's an item that does sell, because you don't have to do the work one time and it sells 10 times. So that's something to try, maybe a couple things to try, but let's go ahead and go over what's sold. Starting off, we have Super Tramp. This is a CD here, Breakfast in America. Never heard of it, but it sold for $10 shipped, came out of the Rock and Roll buy. This is cool. I've sold a couple of these Ortega's Chimeo. I don't know, Chimeo. It's like a turquoise. This is like a vest, a wool vest. I've sold, I think, 2 or 3 different ones, or at least similar style. I don't know if it was the Ortega brand, but I do really well on these. I think the last one sold for 125, 130 shipped. This one, it did not have a size tag. It was cut off. It had the actual tag, but no size tag. I measured it out, and it measured it about like a medium. It was a smaller one, but it sold on sale for 124 shipped. It had a couple of stains on it, but I knew it was going to sell, and it sold global shipping, which I think is where the last one went as well. So keep an eye out for those kind of wool vests. They have kind of that, I guess some people call it like an Aztec style or whatever, but some of them do very, very well. Here's a poster. It's a Street Fighter 2 from 1992. It's I think it came with the actual game possibly, or maybe in a magazine or something. I bought a bunch of like Mad magazines and different like booklets and get programs and stuff from sports events, and there were a bunch of posters in there. I didn't even know they were in there. They were just called tucked in. And this one sold for 20 bucks here. It sold almost instantly, like within an hour or so. It sold 20 bucks. It goes first class. Happy about that. You guys know I love selling the Rit laundry detergent. Here's a lot of 5 that sold for 25 shipped. We talked about multi-quantity. I have so much of this stuff, a whole trash bag full. And they usually sell in lots of 5 for about 22 to 25 shipped, and they ship out first class. Bewitched, the complete 6th season, brand new seal. I've told you guys, look out for the later seasons of a TV series. Sometimes they sell a little better. This one was season 6, and it was sealed, and it sold for 33 shipped by itself. Paid $3.99 at the thrift store for it, but a great deal. This is a 1973 cake and food decorating yearbook. Definitely something that I'm not sure why it sold or who's specifically looking for it, but I had found this when I bought that $950 worth of books and paintball guns and all that stuff. You may have seen the video. There was a bunch of books, and obviously I had to look through to find the valuable ones. I looked this one up, and it kept selling for around 8 to 12 bucks every time, so I sold mine for 12 shipped. Bobby Darin, this is from the Rock and Roll. This guy sold for 12 shipped, just a DVD. This is a Metal Gear by Konami and McFarlane. This is like a little action figure. It's missing, I think it has like a whip or some kind of accessories or whatever with it. It was just a figure. It still sold for 25 shipped. I used the action figure identification guide to look this one up. I've told you guys it's on Facebook. You can post pictures of some action figures, and usually there's someone in there who can find or at least give you some clues on what it is. Sometimes they know. The guys in there and girls are so smart. They'll be like, oh, it's this set from this year, this model. Sometimes they'll show you a picture of it brand new in the package, so definitely helpful. It's free. Just I think they don't want you to try to sell in the group, but sometimes people will message you to even buy stuff. But yeah, definitely a great group. Found that out, and it sold for 25. Get the Knack. This one sold for 18 shipped, also from the Rock and Roll, by a CD there. Here is a North Face Steep Tech, which is like I think a higher end North Face model or style. This one I paid 25 bucks while on vacation, not this past a couple months ago, but the year before that, and bought it, and it finally sold for 150. I think it sold twice already. Once it sold for 100 on a best offer, they never paid. Once it sold for 125 on the best offer, they never paid, and finally it sold for 150 full price, and they did pay. I didn't hear back from them, so I'm assuming everything was good, but it was a really cool thick jacket. Got rid of that one. The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. This book was $1 at an estate sale. It was one of those kind of nicer, like kind of like you'd have on your bookshelf, where they look like leather books. Didn't know if it'd be worth it. I just grabbed it because all the books were pretty cheap, and ended up selling for 20 shipped. And then I found the same book, same style, but it was a red cover one, and I think I sold that one for 18 or 20 shipped as well. So definitely, apparently people are looking after that book. The Knitter's Handy Book of Sweater Patterns, paid $2 at plus, I guess $2 and like 16 cents or whatever. It was at a thrift store. It was plus tax. This one sold for 22 shipped. I bought a bunch of knitting and kind of sweater books and different stuff like that there. They all seem to sell for 18 to 25. So I think I grabbed like 4 or 5 of them. UFO Lures, a snapback hat. This one, this is an old photo. The hat picture is not good. You can see in the back the hat's kind of caved down. My buddy Andy would be disappointed in me. This is an old listing. It's from long ago. I don't do that anymore, but it's still finally sold for 30 shipped. We paid $1 for it. I thought it was cool with the lure on the front. I figured maybe there's a fisherman out there who will want it, and ended up selling for 30. Myth 2 Worlds. This one, I thought I was missing a disc. At least I put that in the title, but I was not. The disc is there. I just didn't see that it said disc 1 on it. It was just me being clueless. Someone messaged me and goes, "No, you got all the discs, buddy. They're all there." And then he bought it. And it only sells for like, I think like 28 or maybe a little bit more if you have them all. So it's not worth a whole lot. But I ended up getting 22 shipped on this one. So could have got more, but I made a glaring error. I think I paid $2 at a thrift store. I still went first class. All I did was put everything in the box, put a little paper in there so it was kind of packed up nicely, bubble wrapped it, and put it in a poly mailer, and it went out first class. So that worked out. I sold a bunch of these Align digestive cares. I got these from my one of my sources, or not my sources, one of my thrift stores. It's like a discount store, but they get pallets and stuff like that. I bought these for $6 each. This one sold for 26 shipped. They go first class. It was great, multi-quantity listing. Happy about that. Rock Band 3 on a Facebook Marketplace deal. I bought a PS2 Slim, a PS1 Mini, and a couple of DVD sets. But while I was there, she said she had some Xbox games, and she had Rock Band 3. She wanted $10, but I paid it because I knew it would sell for 32, and it did. So I paid up a little bit for it. For whatever reason, this game still, it's the last Rock Band, I think, on the 360, if I'm not mistaken. So it still has some value, and I paid up for it. Nashua diskettes. These are a box of 10. They're sealed floppies. They sold for 25 shipped. They did cost like $9 to ship, though. They would not fit in a padded flat rate. They're the bigger floppies, and they would not go first class. So that did not make too much there. Red Dead Redemption 2. This one I paid $10 for at a garage sale a while ago. She would not come down on the price. I wanted to pay $5, but she would not. She wouldn't do 7, wouldn't do 8. She said 10 is the lowest, but I still grabbed it. It sold for 32. On a video game, it's going to cost us $3 something to ship it. We're still going to make plenty of money, but I usually don't like to pay $10 for a game like that, but it worked out. A Nirvana Unplugged. This is a guitar tab kind of song sheet book or whatever. This one sold for 15 shipped. It was also from the Rock and Roll Buy. I had a bunch of these guitar books in. They did really well. This is the Rainbow Study Bible. It came with the little rainbow bookmark guide in there. This one I think was $3 or $4 at an estate sale. It sold for $28.49. I think it was a 5% off to watch or something like that. And ended up selling for $28.49, which is still pretty good for a Bible. I thought it was going to be worth more, but for whatever reason it wasn't. A white Wii console missing the port cover for the GameCube controller part. Sold for 50 shipped. People asked how I ship these. I ended up shipping them usually in a padded flat rate. I just bubble wrap them and put a little bit of cardboard on top of it, and then I just shove it in the padded flat rate, and it's made it there like 6 or 7 times without issue. So I don't know if I got 50 shipped on that guy. HP Ink 901. This one sold for 33 shipped. I don't even remember where I got it, but 33 shipped is what it... No, I did. I paid a box of ink. Each ink was $1 a piece. So they charged me $1 for this one, even though it was a 2-pack, and it sold for 33. It's at an estate sale. A Panasonic Panabrator vibrating massage wand. This one was $10 at a garage sale, and then I sold it for $65 shipped. These Panasonic ones, there's Homedics ones. What's that other name that is out there sometimes? Oh, I can't think of it. There's a couple other brands that sell these. They usually have some value. The Panasonic ones seem to do pretty well if it's one of the vintage ones. I usually pick them up. You got to test them out, make sure they work. This one came in the box. It was really great shape. Got 65, and it sold pretty quickly within 4 or 5 days. So definitely keep an eye out for those. An Apple iPod Nano 6th Gen, 16 gig. This was $2 at a garage sale. The guy didn't know if it worked. I said, yeah, I'll take it, because even for parts, you can make a little bit of money, but it did work perfectly, and I sold it for 65 shipped. Wish Clamp, manga 1 and 2 books. These sold for 10 shipped on an offer to watchers. I had them listed at, I think, $11.99, and sent them out an offer for 10, and someone jumped on it. Rock Band track pack. This one I got when I got that Rock Band 3, but they only wanted $5 for this one, so I grabbed it. It sold for 18 shipped, which is not too bad. I mean, again, we're paying up a little bit. We're not making a ton, but really easy sales, and they both sold, I think, within 3 or 4 days. Memorex Cool Colors music set. Paid $2 for these. They ended up selling for a 19 ship. They go on a padded flat rate. They're a little heavy for first class. These blank CDs don't sell super well unless you get like the light scribe ones. Look out for those. But ended up getting 19 shipped. Again, easy sale, brand new sealed. HP 45 inks, guys. These I got with that that last ink that I paid $1 a piece. So I have $4 into these. These ones a lot of people would pass on because they got the old packaging. They're definitely expired. You're thinking, these ones are not going to be worth it, but they are. For whatever reason, HP 45 still sell really well. I got 40 shipped on these guys, and again, $4 in. They still went first class, I believe, as well. Oasis, this is a cassette. I had to replace the actual casing because it was totally trash, but ended up selling for 14 shipped. Goes media mail, $2.80 shipping. Paulo Coelho El Zahir. This is a Spanish audiobook. I paid like $0.25 for this. There was a Salvation Army that was doing a remodel, and everything, maybe it was 50 cents. Everything was like 50 cents or whatever of the media. So I bought a bunch of stuff. This one was brand new sealed, and it sold for 19 shipped. Love and Respect, Dr. Emerson book. This one sold for 12 shipped. I think I got this in a different book buy. I paid like $10 for a stack of books from one of my sources, $12. Usually when I buy in books, I don't even look them up when I'm there. I just look at what they are, but I don't look them up online. If I see some stuff that might be interesting, I'll usually grab them. $10 in. Usually I'll find at least a few that'll make me some money, and sometimes I find a bunch. I got a bunch of these 2-bar Pocket Pro helmets. These are like football helmets, the little ones you might get in like a little coin machine or whatever. These have there's the 2-bar face mask, so those ones are a little bit better. This one I had listed at $20, but took a best offer of 15. We're down to 5 or 6 more of them, and then we had one for every team. We would have sold them all. So done a really good job. They paid $30 for all of them. So if you're averaging, let's just say you're averaging 10, that's 300 something bucks, 320 or whatever if you sold every one. So definitely a great deal. The last couple though have been really slow selling, so hopefully they'll sell eventually. Some more HP 45 ink, guys. Same exact setup, just a different packaging. A different buyer bought it. Paid 40 shipped on that guy. Microsoft Office Student 2003 edition. Not sure why people are buying this, but if I see them and they're basically 50 cents, or I can throw them in my pile at storage unit guys sell, I always grab them because I end up selling them for 9 shipped, it seems like every time. And they go out usually first class. You're a couple bucks to ship them, and I'll make a few bucks. Not worth a ton. I wouldn't say go out and buy all these, but for me, it's a pretty easy sale, and they always seem to sell. That same sale, we got the HP 45, and then other ink, I got some toner. The craziest thing was I'm at this estate sale, and there's this husband and wife, I believe, looking at the toner. And they're like, man, she goes, I don't buy the toner. I only buy the smaller inks for little printers. I come in with a bucket full of the small ink. And she's like, where'd you find all that? I'm like, oh, it was in the garage, like tucked in this corner. And she goes, man, that's the kind of ink I buy. And then they walked out, and I see these toners there, and I'm like, there's some more. We'll probably see them later. But I'm like, why didn't you buy these? I think they were like 10 each. So I paid 10 for this. It's all for 75. So obviously she's a reseller by the sounds of it, and she didn't know to grab the toner. So hopefully, she'll pass it up in the future because I don't mind picking it up. So 10 into 75 here, and we'll see. I think we'll see some more later. But the toner still sells, guys, as long as it's sealed. And you don't want to really get the aftermarket or the other stuff. You want to get the real official OEM stuff. Clash of Ninja for GameCube sold for 10 shipped. Don't remember where I got it, but it sold. This one Crash Nitro, came from the lady we bought all the video game stuff for. $20 shipped on that game. Here's those Kool-Aids. You may have seen the garage sale GoPro video where I was at I had all the Christmas decorations and stuff. Paid $5 for all the Kool-Aid stuff. Just this one setup sold for 68 shipped, which was awesome. I think it cost us like 12 or 13 to ship it. It was pretty light, but it took a bigger box. An Arrow Guard, and this was at another estate sale, brand new in the box. The box is open, but everything's still sealed in the way it's supposed to be. I paid, I think, $5 or $10. I was surprised at how cheap it was. This lady's usually pretty expensive on her pricing, but I think she said 5, and I ended up selling it for 60. I could look at my notes, but either way, even if it was 10 into 60, still a good deal. It cost us like 14 or 15, 16 to ship it, and it's on its way. Some large yellow Rubbermaid batter measuring cups. There's 2 of them. One, obviously a bigger one and a small. I think there's supposed to be 3 maybe in the set from some of the other listings I saw online. I only had 2. They sold for $37 shipped. I paid $2 for them. And just the other day, last Saturday, I went out and I found 2 more, the same exact ones, at a sale, and I paid $1 for them both. So I'll just copy this listing and we'll get it up. But look out for these guys. They sold really easily. Mine had some scuffs and some marks on them, and they still sold. Okay, guys. Actually, I guess that might be it. I don't see any other sales here, so let me make sure. Yep, I guess that is it. So we got through everything. There are some more toners that will show up in the next video, I guess, because they did sell, so I'm not lying about them. They just must not appear in this set of screenshots. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.